Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Standard Music Issue. I am your host, Reeklings, and today we're gonna be taking a look at this new Quadeca album, Vanisher Horizon Scraper. Um, this album made me cry. Like, I don't think I've ever been as emotional with an album since Sufjan Stevens' Carrie Lowell. Um, when I heard it when my aunt tragically passed away in May of last year. So, this is an album that has been anticipated by a lot of people for the past 2.5 years on AOTY, which is the site that I use for a lot of my reviews. Which, if there are any albums that I don't necessarily review on the channel, you can find them in the AOTY link that I have. Which reminds me that I have to actually record a review of the new Clips album. Um, but this review is gonna be a little bit of a weird one. Not weird because the album's weird, but weird because it's an emotional review. Um, so this album is by Quadeca, who, if you for some reason don't know, started out as a YouTube rapper. I knew him because of Insecure, that diss track that he did towards KSI about 6 years ago. Um, and this album just kind of struck a nerve with me. I don't really know how to explain it. Um, but listening to this album and really taking it all in was quite the experience. I didn't I didn't have the visual album. I just listened to it through Spotify on the day of release. But listening to this album was an experience that I don't think I've ever had with another album. It was raw, it was heavy, but not heavy in say a fucking death metal album or some shit. No, heavy emotionally. Some trigger warnings before we really get into the meat of this review. Um, Thoughts about suicidal thoughts, um, derealization, that type of stuff. So, around November of 2023, I was really struggling with my mental health. And I started going to therapy because of that. I was struggling way beforehand, but that was when I really started to struggle with my mental health, and it was difficult. It was really really difficult. I'm better now. Don't worry, I'm better now. I've been in therapy for nearly 2 years and it's doing wonders, especially recently. However, I still turn to music a lot when it comes to um, actually dealing with these thoughts, and music that is incredibly introspective and very honest and very raw and very emotional. That's why a lot of my go-to music to listen to when I'm sad is stuff like Carrie and Lowell and Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains and all of that stuff. And it just helps me get through what I'm going through. When I had a period of many suicidal thoughts around November and December of 2023, I listened to the song Nutshell a lot by Alice in Chains, and that song really kept me going. And now I'm in a point in my life where I'm almost done with school. Like next year is the last one for me. And it's scary because that means that by the end of next year, by June 2026, I'm not going to be part of a system. I'm not going to have a routine anymore. A routine that, yeah, I despise and wish I could get rid of, but still a routine. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And this album really made me think and really sit down with myself and, do some work. And God, I wish I could say something negative about this album because it's just gonna be me praising this album left and right, but I can't. I can't. This album is genuine perfection, from the production to the lyricism to the instrumentation to the overall sound to the vocals on here. God, the vocals are angelic. And mind you, this is the first ever Quadeca project I've listened to. I was not aware he made actual music up until I found out about Vanisher Horizon Scraper. And I saw that a lot of his projects were getting very good reviews, and I'm going to listen to those too probably, but this is just genuine perfection, and I don't think that he could have made anything better than that. And I think barely anybody can make something better than this. Because realistically, this is the album of the decade. It really is. It just is. Let's get to the actual music now. And for this, I am gonna have to fucking open up my AOTY because, again, I'm without a script, so... just from the first track, I already knew that I was in for an experience. No Questions Asked is probably one of the best songs I've listened to in the past half decade. Probably in my entire life, realistically. The percussion and the bass, just from the first 30 seconds, is already perfection. And the fact that the lyrics only started popping in at about 4 minutes was interesting. But even if this track was completely instrumental, I would be more than happy with that. Waging War with the synths that start off the song going between both channels. Chef's kiss. I have no notes. It's such a hypnotizing and captivating song. It's incredible. Ruin My Life is my second favorite track on the album. I've decided it is so good. The rapping, the guitar, the fact that it's basically two separate songs. It's great. It's great. I have no notes. I don't have any notes for any of the songs. Godstained, which is my favorite song on the album. People were hyping it and I didn't understand why up until I listened to it, and I really do understand. It is such an amazing song. It is. Um, whew, it made me cry. That was the first time that the album made me cry, and it was so out of nowhere. I don't even know what made me cry. Like, that's the thing. I don't know what made me cry, but I did. And yeah, it's again perfect. No notes whatsoever. Um Monday, wow. Very difficult to get through. So worth it. It deserved all the praise it got upon release as a single. It was just so majestic. That's the only way I can like really describe it. It was majestic. It was angelic. It was amazing. Um Dancing Without Moving is just a fucking banger of a track. Nasty beat, flutes, Quedeca just spitting bar after bar after bar after bar. Incredible track. That's all I have to say. Um, that's why? Jesus. Oh. Um, it's a difficult song lyrically. But it ends in triumph, and I really like that. So you can do whatever you want, Quedeca. Up to you, ma'am. um, Natural Causes. The instrumentation on this track, he's a sick man for coming up with that. Holy shit. Such a, I don't even know how to describe it. It like the song, and I described this in my AOTY review. So I'm reading it off the AOTY review right now. It feels like a bittersweet hug from someone who's hurt you in the past but you want to reconnect with. It hurts, but you find the comfort in the pain of it. I could not have described it any better than that. I really could not. It was insane. It was insane. Thunder leading from Natural Causes into that. My head exploded. It was punchy. Quedeca is like rapping as if like he has bills to pay that he forgot to pay. It is such a hype song for no reason, but it fits perfectly within this album. The Great Bakunawa is just, again, perfect. Every song on here is perfect. The Danny Brown feature, oh, so good. So good. He sounds incredible on here. And the soundscapes and the piano and I'm genuinely speechless. Like, I don't have anything to say. I'm speechless, man. Forgone, the final single, in my opinion, like, incredible. Genuinely just incredible. Made me sob my fucking eyes out when I listened to it. Perfect song, no notes. I generally have nothing to say. It's just perfect, and I think me describing it to you just doesn't really give off what the song did for me. And then Casper, the final track on here, is amazing. Maruha, I think that's how you say their name. I completely forgot. Don't ask me. Are great on this track. And like hyping everything up at the halfway point was just insane. Insane. I love this album. I adore this album. It's the best album that we've gotten this decade. And I don't think anything will top it. Because it's going to take a lot to top production like this, lyricism like this, instrumentation like this. It's going to take a lot. And I'm glad that he took his time, because I think that if he rushed it, we definitely would not have gotten this. At least we wouldn't have gotten the version of it that sounds like this. And I'm so happy that he actually took his time with this, because this is incredible. Quadeca, you made the greatest album of the last 5 years, and one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. From someone who's never, ever listened to Quadeca besides Insecure 6 years ago, this is the greatest album of the decade. 100 out of 100. No notes. This is the highest score I've given on this channel. And I stand by it. No notes. This is incredible. So thank you all for watching. And I will see you all in the next review. Goodbye.